Hello there everyone, it's ShinySparky14 and welcome back to more The World of Magic. So, last time I actually was going to say that we were going to go over the Trader and the Black Trader, but ultimately I decided not to do that just yet. Now, another thing that I actually mentioned on the previous, or actually not really mentioned, noticed, sorry, I'm getting confused. Another thing that I noticed is that in the past 2 or 3 episodes, oh my god, was I like so bored. Like, I was looking back while I was editing the videos and stuff, and holy shit, like seriously, it was just crazy. It was ridiculous. I was looking, I'm like, why am I so bored? Why am I speaking like I'm so bored? Like, why am I not speaking with energy like what I'm doing right now? You know, it's really crazy. It really is, because usually I'm actually a very I don't want to say outgoing, definitely not outgoing, but definitely not bored like that and be like, oh hey, what's up? So now we're gonna go over here, and you get the idea. It's not that, you know, speak with some more energy, some more passion, some more whatever the hell I want to call it. Okay. Anyways, okay, I'm going the wrong way. I thought I got lost. Hold on. Okay, yeah, the map is actually right here. I mean, you guys kind of already see it in the enemy analysis whenever I do the enemy analysis, but here it is too. And the arrow actually moves as you move. For example. No, oh my god. Okay. Take a look at that. You see that the arrow is moving, the red thing, that's where you are. But yeah, the next place we want to go to is Mushroom Marshland, down here, the second place. Now that we're level 5, we should be, you know, good enough to actually go in there and start fighting some enemies in that place. But before that, we want to go ahead and open up this level 5 gift box. Now, I did actually forget this in the last part, so let's go ahead and do that. One thing you get is the Adventure Belt. You want to go ahead and equip that. That'll give us 1 more armor. You also get 3 magic extraction scrolls. I'm not really sure if those are going to be useful at all anytime soon, but I don't know. I might even just take them out eventually. So let's go ahead and put the box there. Everything else you already know about, right? Yes. What's over here? Ruined leather. Okay. So, whoops. Shift. Okay. It also comes with volume 1 of shift. A pretty useful skill, I must say. Let's go ahead and double tap that, and that gives us shift over here. Double tap that to actually equip it. Yeah, I didn't talk about this, but every time you level up, you actually get 1 skill point. As you can see, we have 1 up here where I'm tapping. It says 1 because, well, we have 1 left over, which means that we can actually upgrade another skill 1 more time. However, right now, not really any that we want to do. Yes, we could get double shot 3, but there's actually an enemy in the next area that might drop it, and I want to go ahead and try and get lucky on that. So, we're going to go ahead and try that. Alright, so there's Shift. Now I'm going to go ahead and show off Shift in the next part, Mushroom Marshland. So let's go down here. And this takes us to Mushroom Marshland, as I previously stated. Now, Mushroom Marshland is pretty much the center of the entire world. Here's the map, right here. As you can see, Woody Weedy Forest is to the north. Woody Wordy Forest, which is Sarah's territory, is to the west. And from Woody Wordy Forest, if you keep on going to the top left corner of there, it's going to take you to Woody Wordy Village, which is the real Sarah's territory, you know, their starting village. To the right is Island with the Lighthouse, and to the bottom is Wingfrill Island Beach. Those 2 places are kind of identical, so yeah, I'll talk about that later. It's a beach. It's kind of a beach atmosphere. Anyways, yeah, this is Mushroom Marshland, so let's go ahead and talk about the new enemies, shall we? The first new enemy you will meet is Swamp Mushroom. Swamp Mushrooms are level 5, and their attack style is melee, and they are aggressive. Their drops include a wide variety of stuff, from dried mushrooms to mushroom spores, old feathers. Dried mushrooms are actually useful for the lighthouse quest. Mushroom spores, not really useful. Old feathers, useful for another certain quest that we're going to come up to shortly. Lesser healing potions, you know about that. Blunt short sword, that's actually an upgrade for warriors, better than the practice sword. Wooden shield, the first shield in the game that can be dropped. Again, if you're a warrior, you want to get that, because, you know, it's useful for now. They drop Flame Shock number 3, volume 3. That's for mages. Small treasure box, you know about that. Potion bag, which is kind of like a small treasure box, except they only contain potions, you know, a variety of different potions. I'll talk about that later. The content's in there much later. Weapon enchant scroll D class, you know about that, and a lesser restoration potion. So you know that these are the weakest enemies in Mushroom Marshland. Anyways, the next enemy is Flower Elemental. Flower Elementals are level 6, and they are the first enemies in the game that are not bosses or mini-bosses to attack in ranged combat. They cannot move, they're stationary, but they do attack in range. But they're not aggressive, so they will only attack you if you attack them first. Their drops are a seed, a mystic seed, which is actually very useful for getting to a certain part later in the game, the mystic seeds. Old feathers, I talked about that. Green powder, useful for a quest, the same lighthouse quest on the later stage. Blunt short sword, you know about that. Wooden staff, an upgrade for mages. Double shot 3, this is the enemy I was talking about. If you're a ranger, you want to go ahead and try and get lucky and get this book right now. It'll save you about 1800 G, which is a pretty good amount at this point in the game. Small treasure box, potion bag, you know about that. Weapon enchant scroll D, and armor enchant scroll D, and a lesser restoration potion. Those are all, you know, self-explanatory. Okay. Next enemy is a swamp boar. Swamp boars are level 7. They move relatively quickly. They attack by melee combat, you know, melee, so close. And they are aggressive. They drop heavy leather, which is actually an item that you kind of want at this point in the game for rangers and warriors. You want, I think 15 of those. Old feathers, you know about that. Apprentice magician robe, that's a improved armor for mages. Shift volume 2, which is useful for rangers. I'm a ranger, so I'm going to be looking for that. Flame shock 3, you know about that. Weapon enchant scroll D, armor enchant scroll D, and lesser restoration potion. Self-explanatory stuff. Next enemy is a swamp spider, which is level 8. They move slower than swamp boars, but they are 1 level higher. Melee attacks, aggressive, yes. They drop spider silk, not so very useful. Old feathers, damage pamphlets, kind of useful for a quest in a way. Blunt short swords, you know about that. Sturdy leather armor, useful for rangers and warriors at this point in the game. I'm also going to be looking for that item, hopefully, and get lucky. Wild swing 3, that is for warriors. Small treasure box, potion bag, weapon enchant D, armor enchant D, and less restoration potions. Those are all, again, you know about that. Next enemy is poisonous spider. Poisonous spiders are very similar to swamp spiders, but they are 1 level higher. Melee attack, yes. Aggressive, yes. So again, very identical, or similar, I should say. They drop spider silk, old feather, damage pamphlet, blunt short sword, sturdy leather armor. The only difference is that they drop Ice Prison 2 instead of Wild Swing 3. They drop a small treasure box also, weapon enchant D, armor enchant D, and lesser restoration potions. So, that is all the normal enemies in this place. But now let's talk about the mini bosses and bosses. So, the mini boss in here is a white spider, which is level 10 and it moves very quickly, so you want to be careful. It will attack in melee combat, and it is aggressive. It drops Spider Silk, Old Feather, Damage Pamphlet, which you know about. Parry Volume 3. Ice Prison 2, you know, pretty useful books. Spider Silk Bag, which is a 5-slot bag, I believe, which is, you know, better than what we have. Small Treasure Box and Potion Bag, you know about that. Weapon Enchant D, Armor Enchant D, and Lesser Restoration Potion. You know about that. Fungus King is the boss. Fungus King is level 12, attack style, ranged, and it is aggressive. Its various drops are Mushroom Spores, pretty bad. Mystic Stones, relatively useful, but not worth that much. Ganoderma Lucidum, that's for exchanging them for a certain item, which is, again, its value is kind of the same around the Mystic Stones. Strange Hat, useful hat, I think it's overrated for its price, but its rarity is what actually makes it more valuable, but its stats are pretty bad for its price. Sparkling Necklace, a good necklace at this point in the game. I could just talk about that later, you know, and get into all the details. Wild Charge Volume 1, that one's not too useful because it's Volume 1. And Snare 2, that one's worth a lot. It's worth millions. I'm not kidding about that. It's a rare book. And if you can get it, ho is it worth a lot. I am a ranger, so I will actually be, you know, if I get that, I will actually be, you know, using it, not selling it. But if you are not a ranger and you get that, you're pretty lucky. Freezing Trap 3, I'm not sure about the price of that one. I kind of forgot about that. You can go ahead and, you know, if you have any comments, you can just always leave them and, you know, stuff like that. Small Treasure Box, Weapon Enchant D, Armor Enchant D, and Lesser Restoration Potion. You know all about that. So, that is all the enemies in Mushroom Marshland. And as I said before, if you find any errors and, you know, the drops and stuff that I said, or if you just want to leave any comment in general, go ahead. You know, leave suggestions, leave comments, leave tips, whatever you want, you know. I don't mind. They're actually helpful. So here are the swamp mushrooms, you know, the enemies that we need to kill for this area. Okay, so swamp mushrooms, like I said before, they actually do move relatively quickly, as you can see. See, they move at a pretty decent speed. Alright, we got a dried mushroom and a mushroom spore. Not bad. Okay, down here's a couple more. Let's go ahead and kill these. Why not? This guy. Okay. So yeah, the Mushroom Marshland is its atmosphere is not one that I really like, but I actually do come to like it just because it's kind of in the center of the entire Wingfrill Island. It really is. It's just a splitway zone of everything, you know, from Woody Weedy Forest to Woody Wordy Forest to the Wingfrill Island Beach and to other stuff. You know, it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. Oh, hello there. Red name. Yeah, I haven't talked about the color names and stuff, which I will later. Oh damn! Look at this guy. He just owned that white spider. Nice. Oh yeah, by the way, I actually have a buff right now in the top left corner. Right underneath where it says level 5, you can see it says plus 20% experience. That is because my faction, Lanos, recently won the battlefield, and you get that for 1 hour from the time that your faction wins the battlefield. Everybody in that faction would get a 20% experience, which is really useful for leveling up, you know, it helps quite a bit. So that's good. Thank you, Lanos. Thank you, my faction. As far as the battlefield goes, though, I'm not actually a huge fan of it. I don't know why. A lot of people do like it just because, you know, it's intense player versus player, unlike, you know, if you just do normal battles, you know, like on the beach or something, which I'll talk about later. You know, it doesn't compare, you know, so the battlefield is, you know, much more intense. But I don't know, I mean, I've played it before, but I don't know. I really don't know how I feel about it because I'm not like that into the battlefield. I'm not sure why. But I don't know. I mean, I guess I will eventually have to show off some videos on the battlefield, right? Because it's a Let's Play and I gotta show everything. But I'll just tell you right now, I'm not a huge fan of it. So don't expect me to, you know, go all crazy on videos, uploading videos about the battlefield, because most likely I'm not going to do that. I'm not. Okay. Just a bunch of mushrooms in here. Now, what you want to do for these mushrooms is actually you want to collect 10. Whoa, that's a lot of drops. Look at that. No, I don't want the... Oh my god, these are wasting room. Actually, what I should do is go ahead and put the restoration potions here. That way, if I'm low on health, I'll just go ahead and use them, right? But yeah, maybe I should go to Colon too, you know, to actually... Nah, I could just say that for next part. Because, yeah, the Lighthouse quest does involve an NPC called Colon, which is around the center of the Mushroom Marshland, which is south from here. Oh, yeah, I haven't even shown off Shift because I've been talking so much. But, yeah, Shift, you basically press it. Okay, I'll go ahead and do it on this guy. Basically, when an enemy gets close, go ahead and Shift. That'll automatically push you back away from the enemy. Which is, you know, it's pretty nice. It really is. Pretty useful. What? What do you want? Hello? He's actually on the opposite faction, yeah. The little V symbol or whatever, if it's blue, it's Lanos, like mine. But if it's orange yellowish like his, that means it's Cirrus. So yeah, he's from the other faction. And you cannot actually communicate to the other faction. The only thing that they actually do see is your little faces, like these. You know, you put a face there, or, you know, all of these faces, they will actually be able to see them. But if you actually type to the other faction, it's just gonna come up, you know, completely random stuff, like just random letters and numbers. It's crazy. It looks funny sometimes because sometimes they actually do form words, and and those are not like censored or anything, which is really funny. And yeah, if something funny happens like that later, I'll just be sure to show it. Oh my god, okay, this is already getting boring, huh? I mean, I'm pretty sure it is getting boring for you guys. It's just, oh my god. Oh look, a book. Oh, that's cool. Flame Shock 3. Sweet. Okay, hurry up and die, you swamp mushroom. Okay, I'm nearing 15 minutes, so this is going to be the end of the video. I'll just go ahead and kill one more. Why not? You. Hurry up and die. Okay, there we go. Alright, so that's going to be the end of the part. Yeah, so... You know, like I said before, you can go ahead and leave whatever you want, from comments to, you know, just some tip suggestions. You can like and subscribe and all that stuff. You already know that. I don't have to go over it. So, yeah. Goodbye, everybody, and until next time.